Hi and welcome to the next video. Today what we're going to be looking at is how to create an isometric drawing inside of AutoCAD. So our drawing is going to be like this. We're going to have a look at using the ISO circle, an ellipse tool, and I'll show you how to actually do that. The first thing that you need to do is we're going to start a new drawing and we're going to choose our template. Now once you go into the model view, okay, what we are going to do is we're going to put the grid on and we're going to change the snap mode and we're going to put the snap to isometric snap. Now if you don't like the grid, you can always use the 2D model space, which will enable us to have dots, but I'm just going to leave the grid. Now our isoplane tool, this allows us to get inside the isometric views, and basically to draw an isometric drawing, there's three different lines that you need to draw. The first line is going to be a line this way at 30 degrees. You have a line the opposite way at 30 degrees. Okay, and then you also have your vertical lines. This is the basis for any isometric drawing, these three lines. From these three lines we can then create our entire shape. So we're going to try and draw our little step block, and we're going to try and have our ellipses or our circles in there as well. So the first thing to do is to draw the actual step block. Now make sure that ortho mode is on, and make sure that your snap settings, or some of your snap settings, are on depending on what you need. So the first thing is to do is to just draw our shape. The next step on our step block is to actually start to draw the curves and the ISO circles. Now we can do this a few ways. The first way I'm going to show you is just by drawing two ellipses over here. Now like I said, you can do it another way, but I'll just show you how to do it this way. So what you want to do is you want to write ellipse to get the ellipse tool up, and here are your options for the ellipse tool. We want to use ISO circle. Okay, now depending on which isoplane view you're in is how the circle is going to be drawn out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a point and I'm going to draw out a circle that will go to the edge of that point. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that process again. So ellipse tool, I find the exact same point on the other side and draw another circle like that. Now once you have that, we can start to trim away bits and pieces that we don't need. Alright, so you click on trim, okay, and then you can click on your cutting edges. Alright, so I'm going to click this outline of this shape, and then I'm going to trim away some objects that we don't need. So I'm going to trim away those two objects. Now to get the rest to trim away, we're going to have to go back into trim, so then I can start to trim away the bits and pieces that I don't need. Okay, and then anything else that you don't need, you can always click on the shape and then press delete if it's not working. Alright, so now we've got the curves nicely at the top. Alright, what we need to do is we need to repeat the process again down here at the bottom. So I'm going to use the ellipse tool again, and I'm going to find the same point and create the same circle underneath. Now you can always copy that circle, so you can press the copy command. Alright, you can press enter and then pick the base point, which is going to be the center, and then you can put the circle and you can just copy it over like that. So now I'm going to grab the line, click the tangent, and I'm going to draw it down to the last bit like that. So now when I go back and if I click trim, okay, I can delete the bits and pieces that I don't need. So that's the bottom of our shape. We also need to have an ISO circle in here and also up there. So again, same principle. Using the ellipse tool, press I for ISO circle, make sure you're in the right plane, okay? Find your point and draw out how big your circle is going to be. Now you want to get it in the middle of this, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line and then we're going to find the midpoint. So you need to make sure that the midpoint section is turned on, and so there I can use the midpoint and I can draw my circle like that. Then any line I don't need, I just have to delete it like that. So there's our first isometric drawing in AutoCAD.